My next guest is my dear friend, Dr. Russell Blaylock. How are you, Russell?
Doing just fine, Suzanne. Good to see you.
Thank you. Today's children have been exposed to chemicals essentially, in most cases, from the womb.
Well, that's the major concern, is the effect on the developing brain. We know that the last trimester of development during the pregnancy and the first 2 years after life is when the brain does most of its formation. So that's a very sensitive period for the child. The neurologists are starting to say that they're seeing a lot more serious neurological diseases at very young ages.
For what kind of diseases?
For instance, Parkinson's disease. Even some dementias are starting to occur much earlier. There's this significant increase in the number of brain tumors. What the toxins are doing is they're poisoning cells, how the cell creates energy, how the cell builds proteins. Well, in the brain, that's particularly important because the brain is the most metabolic organ in the body. It has to have a very high level of energy production. Anything that interferes with that energy production is going to produce toxicity. That is a poisoning effect.
So we sleep on mattresses that have been sprayed with fire retardant by law. They put fluoride in the water. We drink soft drinks that have toxic aspartame. How complicit is aspartame in affecting brain chemicals?
Well,
negatively?
Aspartame is composed of three potential toxins. Some are obvious toxins. And what these things do is they can produce cancer, they can produce disruption of brain function.
Where's this all going?
Well, the bad effect of all of this is that it's accumulative and it's also synergistic. It's additive effects. Basically, that means if you take a small amount of a chemical coming from your carpet and a small amount of aspartame, so if you only drink 1 can a day of Diet Cola, so that just taking those two really magnifies the toxicity to your brain.
So aspartame with pesticides, herbicides, outgassing from our carpets, it's not going to go away. You and I both know that. So what are some solutions?
So our only alternative is to eat organic foods. When you eat your foods, you make sure you're not eating highly processed foods and eat a very healthy diet. Lots of fruits and vegetables, things like broccoli and Brussels sprouts and kale.
You were the one who told me about turmeric, curcumin, olive oil. So turmeric is the spice. Curcumin is the supplement. What's the difference?
Curcumin is a flavonoid inside of the spice. The curcumin is the very powerhouse of the turmeric. Now, in the cancer field, it not only prevents cancer very powerfully, but it is a very potent inhibitor of virtually all cancers they've examined. It interferes with the ability of the cancer cell to survive, reproduce, and invade. And it does that better than virtually anything else we know.
These are the kind of things that I think young mothers really need to know, want to know. I always love talking to you, Russell, and I appreciate your time, and I hope you'll come back on my show and just let me keep picking your incredible brain.
Well, I thank you, and I appreciate the opportunity, and you look great.
Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Blaylock. Bye-bye.